Welcome to another Workshop Wednesday, casual conversations for serious workflows, brought to you by schoolofbookkeeping.com, which is all about helping you learn however you see fit. So today, again, I'm flying solo. Rachel is living it up in Mexico with her. So we wish her well and a safe and speedy return back to the workshop. So we're wrapping up our series on Intuit Accountant and we talked about the change that is occurring. We talked about navigating around inside of Intuit Accountant Suite. We talked about the books close, which is a feature for core and then last time we talked about the client insights. So today we're going to be wrapping all this up and talking about some of the things that Intuit has mentioned as in their future roadmap for the suite. So first thing I will do, screen, if I can find the toggle. There it is. All right. So the first thing that is new, the thing about this being in beta is kind of one of those things that there's a lot of changes going on at the same time, right? So some of the things that we saw that were coming soon just a couple weeks ago are now live and happening, right? So one of this Intuit Intelligence, which is labeled as a beta, but this is now something that you're able to now ask questions. We talked about this a little bit in QB Power Hour, and didn't even see this yesterday. So this is changing here. But what you'll see inside of QuickBooks Online is this little icon. It's a companion where you can ask, similar to asking ChatGPT, ask me anything, but it'll be a sidebar. You'll indicate, or the way that Intuit is indicating this feature or companion is this icon here. I'll try to zoom in. Okay, there we go. So you see this icon. It's like a gradiating blue with an eye in the middle, right, to give you an idea. That's Intuit Intelligence. But you're able to end in core. You get 200 prompts per month where you can just ask questions back. I believe very similar to ChatGPT, where you go back and forth with ChatGPT, and each time that you type something, that is considered a prompt. I assume that's how they're metering this sort of thing. Time accelerate, and Intuit Accountant Suite core is the number of prompts that you get, right? So you get 1,000 prompts with accelerate and 200 with core. And then this is also something that you'll see inside of your clients, whereas what we talked about yesterday, 25 questions per month, and if what the natural question is, what happens when you exceed that? Well, to say something and then it be wrong, or it's right today, but they change their mind tomorrow. What we talked about yesterday was you can add 100 additional questions or prompts for $10. So if that means the same thing for Intuit Accountant Suite, there will be a charge for more questions. So that's I don't know what that will be. All of these things are um, not beta process anyway until May 1st. So they're probably trying to figure out how much people are using it before they put a price tag on it. So we'll see about that. But you'll be able to see this companion. You have an allotment of prompts and questions. So I recommend just that works well. But here, difference in the Intuit intelligence between the two, you'll be able to ask clients' books without switching into their books. So you'll get those insights inside of Intuit Accountant Suite. So that'll be a nice function. In core, it's really for your for your firm's books, right? Without going, and then this client portfolio comparisons, which is one of those coming soon features. So this is something that's forward, future facing, unsure what will actually look like. But the whole idea is, again, as we had kind of talked and unpacked the difference between QBOA and Intuit Accountant Suite, is this is into your client's books to get some information, right? So anything that will allow, that's where this direction is headed inside of Intuit Accountant Suite. So we had talked about the difference between Accelerate and Core. We want to talk a little bit about the things that are coming down the pike, as far as what Intuit had talked about at and announced at Intuit Connect October. It seems like so long ago, and a lot has changed since. They were talking about things that you'll see in Intuit Accountant Suite will fall all around capacity planning, right? So as an Intuit Accountant Suite user, right, the your books, you have QBO, payroll, elite, have Intuit, I'm sorry, QuickBooks Time elite service, and they provide that all for free, right? So the advantage of is all going to be boiling down to deeper integration, and if you are using all three of those for your own firm, you'll be able to utilize the QuickBooks Time for scheduling people at your firm, right? So will feed into uh, right, and the big advantage of some of these things is going to boil down to you being able to proactively plan for time off, right? So if you want to scheduling, you have that schedule function inside of QuickBooks Time, where you can plan out, capacity planning for the work that you're doing. So then you'll start to see some things where QuickBooks could potentially alert you. It's like, hey, you've got tax season coming up, or 1099 coming up, or um, this is typically, there's a lot of work being done at a certain amount of time, and looking forward, some people have time off, right? So what you might be able to is what they were laying out the possibility of these sort of things is the ability to transition that work or assign that work while it's being off, while someone is off, to somebody else, right? So you'll be able to quickly transition that from somebody else to somebody else, from somebody that might be taking some time off or some planned time off, or you might start to see things where you might be doing more work than you're capable of doing, burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. And if that's the case, QuickBooks could potentially help alleviate that by, you know, if you have, a capacity problem where, somebody's left the firm, or to be trained in your firm, maybe you can supplement that with some Intuit survey, and that could be, enrolling with, the QuickBooks Live Assisted, right, for some of those handling things. And I'm sure there will be, a variety of levers that can be pulled, which will make it easy. If we're seeing all of this capacity planning come into Accelerate, you a lot of times it'll just be a drop down, assign it to the things of that nature. So looking forward to how this plays out, in the future. But that is one of the major things that they're kind of working on. So to do that, you have these user groups that was uh, coming soon. Now it's in beta, where you can assign teams in bulk based on the custom role access that you've signed at your firm. So those are some of the forward-facing, the future roadmap of Intuit Accountant Suite, and all of this is on you having all of your clients in one place. And so to help deal with that, you know, sometimes you've been invited as a team member for someone else's firm, or uh, QuickBooks Online Accountant suites under the same login, or maybe you have multiple logins, and one a certain number of clients, or another one has other clients, and you're finding that you're having to switch companies in order to do all of that. So Intuit has resurrected a feature or function, consolidation. And so you probably might hear, if you haven't heard about it before, you probably will in the next coming months, because the whole idea is you're going to get the most benefit of having all of your clients in one place. And if your clients aren't in one place, then you've got this smattering of experience, right? So if you've got two or more uh, in both on Accelerate, now you've got two charges for Intuit Accountants, and nobody wants to pay for something twice when they can only pay for it once. Because right now, the Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate will be $149 a month per firm, right? So if you've got 3 firms and they're all on Intuit Accountant Suite Accelerate, now you've got 3 charges when you didn't have to. So that's where this realm consolidation comes in play. I put in the comments a resource that Intuit has created, and I've got it up here, about consolidating your realms in Intuit Accountant Suite. Pretty good guide, based on my experience when Intuit tried this a while ago, because that was they had a lot of people, a lot of accountants had multiple firms for a variety of reasons, but typically, you want all of those things in one place, and there was a lot of friction when it came to consolidating clients into one realm, and for good reason, right? Because the billing information is one big thing. Who is the accountant lead, right? Like, who is the person or the team member that exceeded that accountant invitation first, right? They are designated as the accountant lead. Um, so a lot of these, they've had some lessons learned when they tried this the first time. So I think this is pretty straightforward when you truly understand it, right? I have had some experience with this first attempt. So if you've never had this whole idea of realm consolidation, if you don't have some kind of PTSD about it, it's all new. So that some of this stuff is going to be, you're hearing about it for the first time, right? So there's some key terminology they lay out here. What QBO for, what QBOA stands for, what is a realm, right? So we want to understand the whole idea of what a realm is, right? It's an alternative term for the QuickBooks Online Accountant or Intuit Accountant Suite account. Now, um, you know, it's essentially, in simplest terms, it's the company ID, right, for the firm, which ID for every QuickBooks Online. So it's a 16-digit number that represents at Intuit what is that account. What is that subscription? Is it QuickBooks Online? And then the thing is different, right? Than just a company ID, because you can have this associated with that company ID, right? And that's why they call it more of like a realm, because there are services a timber, and that's really what we're referring to. But in this concept of realm consolidation, it's the firm ID of the QuickBooks Online accountant. Or so in retrospect, you're going to have a source realm, which is the realm that will have client have in that realm, and then you have the target realm, which is the single source of truth for all of your clients, right? So you're going to need to identify which client, or sorry, the source where you're getting clients from, sending clients to, right? So ultimately, you want to have those identified. Advisor preferred pricing that is available for accountants. That is a huge concern, because if you have firm billed clients on both your source and your target, that could be a sticking point, and make sure that those things are corrected before trying to transfer the clients back and forth. That's QBO's billing subscription being paid for by another firm, which is not quite the same as the pro preferred pricing, but it certainly could be a factor, right? So there could be something like with third party billing, uh, if they purchase their QuickBooks Online subscription from Apple third party billing, that's not Intuit and it's not counted. So you've got now another factor of the billing that potentially causing an issue, and then the third party apps. So that's the integrations that they might have connected to the QuickBooks Online account. Here's the biggest thing that you want to make sure that you're aware of before even trying this. So today the transfer is for QuickBooks Online Accountant to Intuit Accountant Suite, right? So that's one thing. Make sure that you're in your firm books. So if you have set up the firm books for the in both, like if you have them under both, they can't be consolidated. Or if your target firm, your target realm that you want to keep doesn't have the books in it, then that's going to be something, right? Because the firm books in the source, pulling those clients from, they don't that move, right? Client connected apps says transfer seamlessly, which makes sense because those are connected inside of the subscription. So I can't see a reason that would be a problem, but so we'll time will tell, right? Firms need to reconnect accountant connected apps, right? So if you have connected an app as an accountant, then it's going to need to be readdressed after the fact. We recommend that you do not move Intuit Pro Connect to a different realm. So if that does taxes, and you have under that target realm tax it's not recommended that you do this, because Pro Connect Tax is a completely service, and that's tied to the realm that's associated with that firm, and that's leapfrogging different Intuit site service case, and you probably don't want to do that. So saying here, you should not move clients with an open Pro Connect Tax online return to straight, right? Tax documents and history cannot be moved. So they're providing some context as to we might not want to do that. Okay, the client is on both the source and the realm that has the billing relationship needs to remain, right? So if the target realm has the client with the billing relationship, do not transfer that from the source realm. Alternatively, if the source realm had deleted it from the target realm prior to moving it to the source realm. So this is one of those considerations that you're aware of before moving things around. Right? The client file is a PAPP and transferred to the target realm. It takes up to 2 billing cycles to reflect it in the system. So prorates and credits may appear on the source and target after the transfer. And then another note here of Intuit Enterprise Suite will be via the client transfer tool in early 2026, which we're in. So don't know what early means, because we are in it. All right. So here's things to the target realm. So before determining the realm to opt into to consider the following best practices. So if you're using your books, have rev share or use Pro Connect. It's best that they're all in the same realm, right? So the end up for QuickBooks revenue share, or are using your own books inside of QBOA, and also using Pro Connect. That would be the ideal stance if all those three were under the same realm. And when you've got them split between multiple realms, then that's when it gets a little tricky. If any two of the above are in separate realms, we recommend using the in-product help icon to contact customer support. So talk to Intuit about that, and they can help you give a better game plan, right? Or the issue may still be that they're not able to be moved, or you can pick one or the other to move them over, and be a little more prescriptive on how you move these. If you only have one of the above, we recommend that QBOA with that functionality be opted into an Accountant Suite. So if only one, your books, the rev share, or the Pro Connect, that's the one that you would choose if you don't participate in all three of those. If you don't have any of the above, consider opting into QBOA with the most client files attached. So if you don't have any of these things, if you're not using your books, if you're not using rev share, and you're not using Pro Connect, than just the one that has the most clients, because it's not going to have as many clients to transfer. So here's the process planning. That's all those things to consider above. Determining the main target realm, considering the time given the compliance and deadline, holidays, and communicate plan to your staff, right? Because the staff is going to be impacted by that, especially on if they're only on one realm and not the other, right? Share the target realm, so you confirm that you've opted into Intuit Accountant Suite. Logo in the upper left, or you're going to be green, darker green across the top. The firm billing is set up, and recreate any custom user roles that you have for your team. Then the move. So you become familiar with the Accountant Suite. Initiate the transfer by logging the target realm. So this is the one that's going to be receiving all of the as the company admin or primary admin. Ideally, if you're the primary admin on both, that would be perfect. That would be the best case scenario. Do it as a company admin in the target realm. So you navigate to the gear icon and click transfer client. Source realm, right? So you choose the source realm. You must be the primary admin of that source realm. So that's why understand, of course, that may not be the current case, but you can go through the process of making your primary admin if you're working with a cooperative primary admin. We've got blog resources on School of Bookkeeping all about that if you need it. But then you're going to be choosing the source realm. Associated users on those clients will be copied to the target realm. So if you choose to do so, right? If any two are in separate realms, we'll recommend using and contacting customer support on that one. If the user already exists in the target, their access to the client with the client, excuse me. And then there's a transfer log that will occur if you encounter an error for that. If you have more than one source realm, then you would repeat this. So if you've got multiple QBOAs or Intuit multiple clients that you want consolidated under one, you would just have to repeat that process again. And then if you need to, invite the firm users still requiring access into the realm that weren't copied during those client transfers. And then the last part is after their move is complete and the applicable QBO files are now accessible in the target realm. That's it. See, it sounds simple enough, right? Like all I want to do is move my, but because of all of these considerations, things to consider before billing, user access, apps that are connected, other services, role, those types of things, payments, rev share, all of those things are potential. All of this because all you inside of QBOA or Intuit Accountants, and click on this transfer clients icon right here or option, and that will start the whole process. So what do you think, right? See, do you think the juice is worth the squeeze of doing all of this to have this into one place? My question of the day, this whole thing is, what do you think about all of the changes in Intuit Accountant Suite? Continue the conversation in the comments of YouTube, wherever you watching or hearing about this today. And we'll see you next time on the workshop. Hopefully Rachel will be back, but we'll be talking with Rachel about really the needs of an firm portal, right? Like what is it you need as an accounting firm so that you have, is this being handled by Intuit Accountant? Accountant Suite, or do you typically need to look elsewhere? So we'll see you the workshop Wednesday, and hope everyone has a great day.